going to open the floor up to questions. Mark?
Well, you followed up the back-to-back losses with back-to-back wins now. What was kind of your mentality coming off those back-to-back losses that maybe helped you guys in these back-to-back wins?
Just our intensity, our effort to rebound, effort on kind of both ends of the court, defensive rebounds, offensive rebounds, just being a little bit more tougher on both ends of the court and letting our defense kind of rally our offense.
Yeah, I would back that up. I think our intensity going into practice, I think we just had a lot of discipline. We started defensively. We knew that our intensity had to rise, and it always starts with our defense. And I think coming into every game now, we know we need to start on the defensive end. We need to start with rebounding, and I think we had a pretty complete game. I mean, obviously we had mistakes against Syracuse, but I think in that game a lot of people were coming in and they were helping the bigs rebound, and I think that was huge, and it kind of gained a lot of momentum going into this game. And obviously we had mistakes, and we're going to go into practice on Tuesday, and we're going to work on that going into SMU. But I think that there's a lot of stuff that we can, from this game and last game, go into that we can say we're pretty happy with.
Kara, specifically on that, what do you feel like these last two games you guys have done so well defensively to kind of take teams out of rhythm and done so well on the glass?
Yeah, I think it starts with our communication. I think that's huge. Obviously, like in the second half, we're away from the coaches, and I think we talk about that a lot during practice. We need to learn the five on the court need to talk, and we say it all the time. Coach Duffy emphasizes it all the time, so we know that coming to games, coming to practice, it needs to start with the five on the court. And there's going to be mistakes and there's going to be things that happen, but if we can get into our huddle and talk about that and adjust it quickly, I think that's huge for us. And then obviously we talk about rebounding a lot. That's a major emphasis for us. And so these past two games, we've definitely emphasized it, and we've gotten a lot better with it. And so I think just going into SMU, going into practice, we need to keep getting better at it.
Carly, what allowed you guys, that 11-0 run you had in the first quarter, to kind of pull away? What allowed you guys to kind of get them off on their heels a little bit?
Just our intensity on the defensive end. I think we did a good job kind of pressuring ball on both sides of the court. I think Layla and Samaya, Mac, they do a really good job just setting the tone for us and picking up ball full court. That's not easy. That's not something that usually you can do for full games, things like that. So I think they do a really good job starting us off with that and then continuing that within the offense on the other end. It really just gets us going for sure.
Thomas?
Kara's 40-16 advantage in points in the paint. What do you think of your team's size advantage and how you were able to utilize that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts with Kyla. She's a huge leader for us. And I think that high-low game that we were talking about a lot during this week of practice, I think that was definitely an emphasis for us. And I think having Kai in that paint and having her just her voice, just having everything that her presence, I think has been huge for us. And so I think we knew coming in that there was going to be some advantages for us in the paint. And I think in these past couple of games, we've had a really good job of just getting paint touches, just getting into the paint. Even our guards like Samaya, Carly, Mac, just getting into the paint and kicking out or just getting a layup for themselves, I think was really good for us today.
And then this is a question for either of you two players. Forced 19 turnovers. What did you like about your team's performance in the passing lanes today?
I think it's, again, what leads us. I think whenever we can come out and be strong defensively, I think it opens up a lot for us just in transition and things like that, especially even if the guards are rebounding. That's a big emphasis for us right now. If the guards can get in and rebound, we can push the ball out quicker, so it doesn't have to get outletted and things like that. So I think, again, just our intensity on that end and being able to kind of all get in there for the loose balls, things like that, that's something we've been working on for the past week and a half.
And then again, a question for either of you. 5 for 18 from deep. What do you think needs to improve in terms of getting the efficiency up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we think about it, obviously, but I don't think we can go into a game, during the game of the flow of the game and just get frustrated with that. Obviously, talking for myself, I can't get frustrated with not hitting shots in the perimeter. I know my teammates they have a lot of confidence in me, and they instill it all the time. Coach Duffy instills it all the time. And then just talking to Coach Den about the versatility that we have. I think, obviously, we haven't been super efficient from the perimeter, but we have so many other things that we're really good at. We have a lot of people like Carly and Samaya who can get to the paint. We have Kyla who can post up. So we have a lot of other things that we can do. So obviously we're going to get in the gym on Tuesday and we're going to work because that's what we do. And so we can't really think about that in the flow of the game.
Coach, Mike from Sons of Saturday. This is for you and all three. Today seemed like you had your diversity and your guard play on display. All of them in various capacities. Is this what you had in mind?
We've been working on it for really the last week or so, and I'm very happy with just the progress we made this week. I think when we put this team together, we talked about how we have a lot of versatile guards and they can do different things at different points. And I thought we weren't hitting the mark on showcasing that. And, for us in this program now, it doesn't matter who's starting. It doesn't matter if it's 10 minutes you get to play or 30 minutes you get to play. You have to be producing for us. And whether that's getting a rebound like Karis was mentioning, whether it's being a defensive stopper, hitting a big basket. And I think we were all in a little bit of our own selfish world with that. And this game is too hard to do it if you're only doing it on your own. And so I'm very proud. Obviously, Mackie and Carly are leading us in that backcourt, but then you sprinkle in Mel, Layla, Samaya. Sophie hit a 3 today. The more we can think like that, to Karis's point, it's difficult to guard and has nothing to do with threes. It's positive plays and just getting them to believe in that, being a little bit more stern with that. We really talked about the discipline of this team. And yeah, like any team in the country, the more players you can help contribute, the better you'll be. And I think they've taken it to heart. I think even our scorers are looking at their games a little differently too, that it's not just I'm shooting shots, I want to take a better quality shot. I can turn down a 3 to get to my pull-up, or I can shoot the 3 on this one because the energy of the ball moving, and that's where, Karis and Carly and even Mackie and Kyla in her role have all dug in a little bit deeper on that, and they look more confident doing it. So again, numbers and percentages are one thing, but the way they're evolving as players is the most important thing, and so I'm happy with that from our week. At the same time, this is a humbling game, and it can change quickly. So you have to be so in tune with staying focused on that and staying hungry to do that regardless of our opponent in the league.
Lucas?
Great win. It was already mentioned that you guys forced 19 turnovers, but you guys turned the ball over 18 times, and Boston College had 6 steals. What were they doing to make it hard for you to move the ball around?
I think that's what they do. They have a defense called FSU. It's literally just them jumping passing lanes. It's not a discipline thing. It's that they're just trying to mess you up. They're trying to get you on your toes and things like that. So that's just on us. Got to be more disciplined. Fake a pass to make a pass. 2 hands on everything. But again, that's what they do. That's what they're known for. So just coming out more locked in on that end.
And Coach, obviously, great win. Kyla went down hard in, I think, the third quarter. Is there any update on her condition?
She rolled her ankle, and we could have put her back in the game, but just decided as we got the lead pretty handily, it wasn't worth it. So just a tough play out in transition, hit somebody's foot. So she'll enjoy the rest for the next day and a half, and then hopefully be ready to go.
Justin?
I guess this could be for any one of you. But in a game like this where there's fouls called seemingly left and right, does the mentality switch? What adjustments do you guys make? You guys did really well from the free throw line, but on both sides there was a lot of free throws because there was a lot of fouls called.
Yeah, I thought the game was called a little bit differently tonight, which is okay. I talked to our team after the game of you have to learn how to adjust to that. They shot a ton of free throws. We did as well. And, two nights ago when we were at Syracuse, it was a slugfest. Just bodies on bodies. And again, they let us play, and they called certain fouls. And then today, a little bit of a change of style. It was more, 5 out and some cuts and some different things. And so that's really when you really have to lock into your, discipline of, you might not be able to hit as hard. You still have to be really good defensively, but they're calling it a certain way. We saw more travels than we've seen in a long time. And, it's hard for players because they're going to get frustrated with that, but we're trying to all preach together of okay, drive your pivot foot down, on one more half a second and put the ball down early and prevent, if they call 2 of them, let's not make it a 3rd and 4th. And so I definitely think we can get better at that. And it reminds me a little bit of non-conference where different styles are changing in personnel, and you have to be ready to adapt to it. So, to our defense, we made our free throws, which was good. We just gave them way too many.
We're going to go Thomas, Mark, and then wrap up with David.
Coach, on the injury front, do you have anything to add about what the status is for Cale Peterson going into SMU?
Cale took a hell of a hit at Syracuse and, got popped in the face, as you can see, with her bruising. And so we're just literally going day by day with her. And she's feeling pretty good. We just got to make sure everything structurally is good. And but God love her. I haven't seen a hit like that in a long time. And she's been a champ and a great teammate. She's a little Coach Peterson yesterday at practice and great on the bench today. So hopefully she'll be back soon.
then got a tough road test at Dallas coming up to play SMU. How important is it to enter that contest coming off of 2 straight victories now?
I know our women have just mentioned, it's rest now. They've given a lot of effort in this last week, and I love them for that. Just they're fighting their grit. They've been coached hard. They've risen to the challenge. Even in the game today, we challenged them again, and they got it going. So I'm very proud of them. So it's rest, recovery. Watch some games today. Watch some football, whatever it is, and then like Kara said perfectly, like we'll get back to work on Tuesday and get better and really lock into what we didn't do great today, and then focus in on SMU. I know they have a lot of new players this year, so I'll be learning them and bringing a toughness on the road. It's hard to win on the road, and hopefully the Syracuse mindset we had will give us some confidence going into Carly's home state in Texas.
To follow up on something you were saying, but you said you noticed some unselfishness. Are you referring to like the certain things you saw against Miami and Louisville, I guess, or what do you?
Yeah, I think when we got into some trouble in those 2 games, the ball was sticking and we weren't, fluidly sharing the ball. We got some players on our roster that are 3-level scorers, and I think we were getting a little one-dimensional. And you could see them trying so hard to make the perfect play. And so in some ways we've been more disciplined, but we've also tried to open it up to like, hey, there's different ways you can be successful. And, you guys harp on the 3-point shooting, and we're the opposite. We're harping on really good quality plays and, when do we need to get it inside, what our shot selection looks like. And that's what we're talking about. And you could see even today, the ball, and we didn't turn it over, I guess. The ball was moving, and people were getting good quality shots off of it, which was super positive.
So you can kind of tell, even though obviously the caliber of opponent with Syracuse and BC isn't like playing Louisville, but you can tell you guys are doing certain things better than you had been in those 2 games.
Yeah, I mean I got to watch after today. I think there was still a lot of positive plays. Just that second half was just not a lot of flow, but I thought there's some good moments in the first half for sure, and a lot of people got some minutes, which was also positive.
Carly, you going back to Texas? How excited are you to get back there, playing at SMU? I mean, what's it like having a team from Texas be in the league? Like, just if they weren't in the league when you obviously came to Virginia Tech. So just what's it gonna be like?
I am so excited. Obviously, it's going to be a tough game for us. On the road, any game is tough in the ACC. But just being able to have my family there, I know I'm going to have a lot of people there just in support of me and the support of the team. I know Kyla's got a lot of people coming. So just being able to go back home, not really home, but close to home, I'm really excited for that.
What do you like about how you guys are kind of carrying some momentum, kind of what they asked earlier, carrying some momentum into this road game?
Yeah, I think, like Coach said, we've kind of harped on a lot of different things over the past couple of days. So just coming in with a certain mentality, I think Syracuse, we did a really good job of coming in and showing what we've been working on for the past couple of days, and obviously it turned out in our favor. So just trying to keep that going, and I know it'll be same emphasis these next couple of days going into it.
And then I just have one last one for all 3 of you guys. What does it mean to be a part of the 500th win inside Castle Coliseum?
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I heard. I'm really excited. I know I've been here for a couple of years, so just seeing history be made. I think me and Karis can obviously attest to that. I think a lot of hard work goes into here, and I think a lot of fans, like we have extremely good fan base, things like that. A lot of people have our support, so it's really exciting, and we're grateful to be a part of it.
Yeah, I would say just thanking the fan base. I think it starts with everyone that we get at the games. I mean, just supporting women's basketball has been huge, and I think this is one of the best places to support women's basketball in the country. So that has been amazing for us, and we really just thank everyone for coming out to our games, supporting the girls on the team. We really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.